Hello, welcome back to 5x5 Basketball. Coach Jess here, week 8 in the books. Let's get into the news. The Mavericks weren't playing the national anthem. The league took notice as soon as fans were back in the stands. The league quickly enforced the rule. Now, I don't want to get political here and divide my fan base, but let's just say I think our country would probably survive without basketball reminding us of our patriotic duties every night. LeBron recently received a warning for flopping, and Luka Doncic admitted to Stephen A. Smith that he's been whining a bit too much. Very mature response for the young Slovenian, promising stuff for the league's future.
You're complaining a bit too much, your body language is bad, you're whining a little bit. What do you say to that?
I think some of it is true, because, especially this year. But I think last couple games I've been getting better and better. I gotta stop this. I know it's not right.
Andre Drummond of the Cavs and Blake Griffin of the Pistons will both be sitting until they are traded or bought out. Moves probably coming soon on that front. The Lakers are still rolling, but Anthony Davis will miss the next few weeks with a calf strain, and Kevin Durant has missed 5 out of the last 6 due to COVID and a minor injury. Bonus round, Russ Westbrook took a free throw he didn't enjoy, and it looked like this.
Age, rebounding the basketball. So when you talk about game rebounding, he's one of them. Yeah, he's looking like, did that just happen?
In the Western Conference, the Jazz have won 19 out of their last 20 games, really proving themselves to be true contenders this year. The Blazers have won 5 straight, the Rockets have lost 6 straight, and the Wolves continue to underperform, which is unfortunate because the Warriors have their top 3 protected pick this year. In the East, the Nets have won 4 straight despite missing Kevin Durant, really pushing for a top spot despite giving up the 3rd most points per game in the league. The Hornets are looking to make a surprise playoff push, and the Cavaliers have lost 8 straight after their terrific start. All right. The Portland soccer moms have spoken. I've been told their boys need more attention. Let's take a look at Robert Covington, the Blazers' big acquisition this offseason. He's long been one of the best 3-and-D role players in the league, very versatile on both ends of the floor. So far, it's been a brutal start for Covington, though, and it's unclear why he's not fitting in with the rest of the roster. My theory is that his strange year in Houston, playing extremely small ball center, got him out of his usual offensive groove. He's only 30 and his defensive stats are more or less the same, so I'm predicting he finds a groove with them sooner than later. His three-point shooting should regress back to the mean and he should help them out this season, but the core they have right now just isn't enough firepower in the West. Bonus clip here, Rocco has a little wardrobe malfunction during his dunk and warm-ups, and Dame thinks it's hilarious. Speaking of Dame Dolla, consistently one of the most underrated players in the league, the Blazers have never gotten over the hump, and so he doesn't quite get the credit he deserves. My opinion, with another superstar next to him or perhaps a little less loyalty, Dame would already be considered one of the best point guards of all time. His career clutch highlights are already better than most Hall of Famers, and this year has been no different. He scored the most clutch points in the league this year, shooting 60% from the field in that window. Absolutely ridiculous. His numbers this season are about what we've come to expect. Problem is he's 30 this year and the Blazers are not in a position to add someone special around him. McCollum is an exceptionally talented but somewhat limited sidekick, and the rest of the roster are role players. I hope for his sake and for the soccer moms that they figure out a way to get Dame a well-deserved shot at a championship. In Dallas, the Mavs are under 500 and are underperforming after featuring the highest offensive rating ever last year. Luka is clearly going to dominate the league for the next 15 years or so, and now it's just a matter of getting him the right company. Kristaps Porzingis, the Latvian unicorn, is in theory a perfect complement and was a big part of that surprisingly historic offense last year, but he is constantly injured and has failed to take the leap he would need to make the Mavs true contenders. There are some bright spots if you sift through the numbers, though. Porzingis has career highs in PER and true shooting, as well as free throw shooting at 85%. He's also getting more dunks and corner threes than he ever has, averaging 63% from the corner. His defensive numbers are down, and this will be the key, along with his health, to him being more than just an above-average center. There was talk of him being in the all-defense conversation last year, and his absurd size and length lead to some ridiculous highlights, but the Mavs are 27th in defensive rating this year, and he has a long way to go on that end. Kristaps showed a lot of fire back in New York, and I still think he's exceptionally competitive for a 7'3" giant. The sky is the limit for him and Luka if they can just get consistent time together on the court. In Denver, somewhat similar situation to Luka and Zinger, Nikola Jokic appears to be a unique generational talent and just needs the right superstar next to him. Denver has interesting depth and pieces around Nikola's passing, but they need Jamal Murray to be the ball-dominant superstar scoring guard he was back in last year's bubble. PER rates him as only an average player this year, but the rest of his counting stats don't seem to be affected. Still a fairly high-usage creator, the only notable difference being that he's getting to the rim less often this year. Murray is really only a B+ athlete at the NBA level, but one of the keys to contending is having a wing player who can create a bucket for himself late in the game, and Murray can definitely do that. He's only 23 and has plenty of time to keep improving as a cutter and passer alongside Jokic and the rest of the talented Denver core. Last up, Andre Drummond is officially being sat by the Cavaliers until they can find a place to move him. One of the last true interior lumbering big men, Drummond often leads the league in rebounds, but is just too slow and undisciplined to be a high-level rim protector and too clumsy to be an offensive threat. Big Penguin still causes matchup problems if not adjusted for, and it would be very interesting to see him around more talent as he's toiled away in the Northeast his whole career. The Raptors, Celtics, Clippers, Lakers, and Nets have all been discussed as landing spots for him. I would be most interested in seeing him with the Nets, as that amount of offensive talent means he would never have to initiate himself. His usage rate in Cleveland this year was higher than Jamal Murray's in Denver, but if he could just be a screener, lob threat, rebounder, and rim protector, he's only 27 years old and could probably still provide a lot of value. He's on the last year of his contract, getting paid $28 million, so trying to flip him might take longer than the Cavs would like. For now, the Cavs are going full youth movement, and it's Jarrett Allen's time in the middle of the land. On to our games of the week. Not a ton of crazy games this week, but the NBA always has something to offer. Knicks and Heat went back and forth. Final minute was action-packed with hustle and defense. Knicks showing their youth in the end. Let's take a look.
Randall against Bam. Tough shot. Missed it. Rebound to Iguodala. Loose ball. Still loose. Taken by here. It's Barrett. Drives in. Missed it. Bam with a rebound.
In LA on the 10th, LeBron battled back against a squirrely Thunder squad. No Anthony Davis or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in this one. LeBron entering super veteran mode here with clutch plays down the stretch.
Whistle though, they'll play on. LeBron going to the rim. LeBron will pass it off to Matthews for three. Yes, sir! 16 to shoot, 32 in the game. Dort knocks over a man and Dort trying to guard him. LeBron holding it with 7 to shoot. James still with it. One bounce dribble on its way. 4.5 seconds left. Got to get it in. Throws it away. LeBron to save. They still have time with one.
Also on the 10th, Phoenix and Milwaukee squared off. Giannis dropped an efficient 47 points. It came down to the last possession, and this could be a sign of the one thing the Bucks are truly missing.
3-on-2 for Milwaukee. The Suns get back, but Middleton is open. Off the Giannis screen, feeds it to Antetokounmpo, cuts and stuffs, ties the game. On to advance it, even if Phoenix scores. Here's Booker with a pull-up, no. Rebounded by Giannis, he hits the deck again. Inbound to Giannis with 2. He drives, pull-up jumper, no good.
OKC also went down to the wire with Denver, this time in regulation. No fancy buzzer beaters here, but the Thunder led the entire game up until the final buckets from Nikola Jokic, who has become an offensive weapon all by himself.
Can they get it? Jokic off the screen. Puts up a 15-footer.
Same play.
Jokic on the curl. Pop it out. Barton lets it fly. Got it again.
What they're saying.
Finally, we mentioned Damian Lillard in the clutch, but didn't show you those buckets until now. Watch Luka drop 44 points, but get thwarted by the most ice-cold, frozen polar bear's toenails bad mofo in the league, Damian Lillard.
Lining up Covington. Doncic.
Nice.
The little flip shot.
That's a point.
1 point Portland lead. Lillard into the lane. Doncic, who's having a monster night.
Got the mismatch right here. He's got it.
Kicks to the corner. A 3 is good.
In the 3 ball.
Here is Lillard. 10 to shoot. Lillard step back. You bet.
For a 3.
Oh, Anthony might have gotten away with a little push there. Now he finds Jones underneath for the finish. The foul. Doncic catches, takes. Doesn't get the roll.
Last up on our list every week, it's the top 5 plays of the week, 5x5 style. At number 5, the Nets are starting to build chemistry. Their offense is set to be elite for a long time. DeAndre Jordan has not been good in a minute, but the one thing he does best is throw down hard, in style. That's efficient offense. Back-to-back Hornets plays here, no replay. Some players just have it, and this is the kind of play that shows LaMelo's got it. Nice touch and touch for Charlotte. At number 3, Terry Rozier has been playing backseat in the headlines, but has been extremely effective for Charlotte this year. Scary Terry absolutely terrorizing Drew Eubanks here. Number 2 and number 1 are dedicated to the Utah Jazz, playing absolutely beautiful basketball right now. Jumping behind the back one-timer from Bojan, and then a casually absurd skip from Donnie Mitch leads to the Jingles 3. This is confident dominance right here. Number one, they're casual, but they're also working. Watch the ball whip around the perimeter here, making the Heat scramble, trusting each other to make the right play. A lot of great basketball minds on this team. Bojan finding the angle, and Rudy doing it dirty. Absolutely poetic stuff. Thanks for watching this week, folks. Very sorry for the delay. Should be back on schedule next week. Rudy with the French dip. Merci beaucoup. Bon nuit. Au revoir.